Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. It's so good to be here on the third episode of A Man's Value. I give God thanks and I give God praise for this wonderful opportunity for us to be streaming live from I call it downtown Deveaux. And tonight we are so blessed to have a guest with us tonight. I'm going to introduce her right after we have a short prayer. Can we pray? Father, in the name of Jesus, we do thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for your kingdom. Thank you, Father God, for allowing us to occupy this space. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for your faithfulness towards us, God. Even when we're not faithful, your grace was always sufficient, and we like that. We really like that, God. Let your will be done. That God, after we share this information on our show tonight, Nurse Agnes Deveaux. Nurse Agnes Deveaux is a registered nurse, and she will be sharing on a particular topic tonight. Nurse Deveaux, so good to have you with us. So good to have you with us tonight.
Thank you so much, Pastor Cash.
It is needed. I heard people refer to you as the ambassador of menopause. Mm-hmm. What makes you the ambassador of menopause? What makes Nurse Agnes Deveaux the ambassador?
Okay. So, good evening again. I am so excited to be here. And what makes me an ambassador? I actually did a little course in it. I've been researching it for the past year or two. And right now, I would say that I entered menopause, the phase of menopause, set early. It was early. It was 41. I was 41 years old, and I was wondering what was going on with my body. And so that leads me to now. That's short for now. I'll share later, but for now, I did a course last year. A woman named Patricia Stubbs, and I was very interested in that flyer.
That's good stuff. That is so good stuff.
And so that's when I signed up to be a menopause ambassador for Eleuthera.
Uh-huh. So what? Okay. So let me ask you a few questions before we get into the meat of this. Now you're originally from Harbour Island.
Yes.
You're originally from Bryland.
Bryland, Sweden.
Bryland. Yeah, she's from Bryland. She's from Harbour Island. She's from Bryland. Mm-hmm. And you did all your schooling there except high school there too,
yes,
as well?
Yes.
Primary school and high school there?
Preschool.
Wow, that's a long time. Listen, folks out there, when she told me she'd been a nurse for 25 years, I asked her how old she was. You know, she said she was 26. So, yeah, so that's a little humor right there. So, Nurse Deveaux, I am so excited for what you're about to share tonight. Mm-hmm. And many of you who has been watching the show, you've been seeing that we've been targeting topics pertaining to men, the male. I like to say the male man because I believe the female is a model of the man. I believe the man is the spirit. Right. Comes in two models, female and male. Mm-hmm. This is why you're going to hear me referring to the male man and the female man to make it distinguished. The male man and the female man to make it distinguished. But as we go along, we want to share a lot of information, and we are a registered nurse, in the North. You're stationed
in Lower Bow.
In Lower Bow. We call it the B Clinic.
The B Clinic.
On the mainland. We call it the B Clinic.
The B Clinic.
On the mainland.
Yes.
Okay, she's stationed in Lower Bow, the B Clinic, right outside Lower Bow. Okay, so what I was about to say, many people might ask, why is a woman on the show? You know, and this is a men's show. Brother Garfield or Pastor Garfield or whatever, however you refer to me as, and the needs of man. But what Nurse Deveaux is going to help us with tonight, I know she's going to help us with it so much, to the fact that we're going to clear up a lot of the cobwebs that most of the questions that we may have. I've asked her to share with us tonight. How menopause, the menopause that female has from time to time, and not time to time, has in their life, how do that affect a relationship with the male man? Because I believe the male man I think a lot of us, we perish, as the Bible says. And I think we talked about it earlier. We
Yes.
perish not for the lack of the devil, not for the presence of the devil. We perish for the lack of knowledge.
Yes.
And what you don't know, you perish in.
Tell you.
And it's a nice word for it. It's called ignorance. It's a pretty word. It's a pretty word, but it's ignorance. So we're gonna ask Nurse Deveaux to open up and what she's gonna start to share with the relationship part of it, because we need to know as men. I am a man. We need to know from the relationship part of it what to expect and how can we cope with a female that is going through menopause and we are in, let's say, a contractual relationship. We're married. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
We're married. We ain't boyfriend and girlfriend. Where I can say, Pram, I go on. You acting funny. How do a man, when they first see that, oh, this woman acting a little funny. I can't even touch this woman for a little while. How do we think that the man should help in that area? How are your thoughts on that?
All right, Pastor Cass. So let's begin at the beginning.
Begin at the beginning.
Menopause. Many people, when they hear that word, they think about hell. But let's talk about briefly what menopause is. Menopause is a natural event. It's a natural phase in a woman's life. Every woman on the face of the earth, if they live long enough, will go through menopause one way or the other. Okay? It's like puberty. When the Lord made the female man, the female body, He created us in His image and His likeness, but the female, we go through puberty at a certain age, 9, 10, 11, 12. A lot of young girls go through it differently, but we don't ask, we don't sign up for it. Our hormones are declining. All the hormones we were born with, we go into puberty and pregnancy in our younger days. But when we get older, our hormones decline, and then we're reaching the phase where we are stopping childbirth.
Okay.
We're ceasing to have childbirth. So with menopause, the most common symptom is a missed or skipping period around the late 30s, in the early 40s, but the average age is like 51.
Okay.
So in your late 40s, if you realize that you skipping a period, you having night sweats and hot flashes, and you having palpitations, a lot of women experience these.
Okay.
Then you may be going through menopause. Now, it may be something else, but not more than common. It is menopause. And let me pause and say that menopause can also happen surgically. If a woman has to have a surgery to take out her womb and ovaries, then automatically she's going to go through menopause.
So she's actually forced into it.
Yes.
She's pushed into menopause.
Yes. And a lot of women are pushed into menopause.
I'm guessing from a medical standpoint. I don't claim to be any medical, abracadabra person. They're made aware of this.
Yes.
They are made aware of this?
Yes. They most 100% the doctor preps them, and they are educated that once you take out your womb and your ovaries, you're automatically going to go through menopause.
Well, that must be that may be a little. I mean, even the whole scenario that you begin to explain. I know you have a lot more information. I mean, for the man, I mean, if a man meets a lady at the beginning of menopause, new marriage, brand new spanking marriage, on honeymoon, looking to build a little family pretty quick, and then she fall right into the menopausal thing. He didn't even get to know her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he may think this is who she really is,
Right.
and not acknowledging that this is a medical situation.
Right.
So how do I don't know if you probably can. Yes, you maybe can. How do you think men can deal with situations like that? Or you're here now to say women be aware of it.
Yes.
Be aware of it. But from the man's standpoint, that could be a whole different ball game.
I know. And it comes with communication. I believe when women and men get together, they need to communicate. You need to say to the man that, well, I'm in my late 30s. I'm in my late 40s. I'm having these symptoms, and so, what happened the other day? A younger man was interested in me. I have to pause and say this, and he was in his 30s, and I told him, plain blank, I am 48, and when we had a conversation, I want children, and I'm going through menopause, and so you need a woman. You need a younger woman. So I think it comes with communication and honesty, especially in relationships. If you're courting, if you're dating, and if you want a woman in childbearing age, a woman in her late 40s, may not. But mind you, women in their late 40s who have not gone through menopause thing. So, the time is ticking when we get older, boy.
Y'all hear that, fella? The time is ticking. The time is going. So, okay, I have a question that I know you can answer. And when I ask these questions to you, believe that I'm asking for a wider, group of men, because some men might never ask these questions. Just say, suppose a woman is totally, she don't believe that she's going through what the man is saying that she's going through, and you sit down with your spouse. Now I'm talking about a contractual relationship now. I mean, I know some men out there probably are in an exclusive relationship, right, but not necessarily married. But for this session, for this show tonight, we're gonna exclusively talk about the contractual, the marriage thing, and the female is in total denial of it. But you're seeing the signs, and you want to do your little research. You want to do your little research, and it matches. Everything matches, matches, and matches. And you say to your spouse, you think we need to talk to somebody? But they still in denial. What then? You think that is one of the high causes of breakups?
Definitely.
In mature relationships.
Definitely.
In mature relationship, the relationship don't necessarily has to be a young 1 year, 2 year relationship. It can be a 15-year relationship, and all of a sudden this happens because you never experienced this before. This is new for the man, and obviously it's new for the woman. So, is there a place, or do you provide? Ask the ambassador now. Are you planning to provide a place for that? Talk to me about that. Talk about that. I in the spirit.
Yeah, you getting it.
I in the spirit, everybody. I in the spirit.
The spirit.
I in the spirit.
Lord.
Go ahead.
So this course I'm doing, I'm on the ending part of this course, a certified menopause practitioner. It provides counseling, one-on-one and group counseling for menopausal women, and to educate, to empower. This is my goal, and this is my passion, to educate, empower,
I like it,
and uplift women who are going through menopause and who will go through menopause, and so the transition could be smooth, and we can have so much knowledge that we can enjoy this phase of our lives. But piggybacking on what you said about relationships and being in denial, we have a lot of women who are in denial. They in their 50s and still think they're young, and but they are having the symptoms and they are in denial. This is a recipe for disaster, especially in a marriage. If you are in denial, if your husband is trying to wonder what's going on with you, you need to settle down and you need to communicate with your husband. You need to talk to him, and you need to let him know, honey, I am not feeling well. I'm having these symptoms. I'm having hot flashes, and I need to talk. I need somebody who I could talk to, please. Because a lot of men are very understanding. A lot of men they love their wives. They want to be in their marriage. But women, you have to be submissive, yes, and then you need to communicate with him. Let him know exactly what's going on with your body. Let him know. And then, like Pastor Cash said a while ago, knowledge is power. We are destroyed
absolutely
for lack of knowledge.
Absolutely.
So get the knowledge.
Right. Thank you. So I heard you say I have to try to create a balance. I always think about it like a sailboat, and I want to go in on a even keel. So this is why this show was one of the reasons why this show was first formatted, to make sure that there was a platform for male man. Because honestly, Nurse Deveaux, there's a lot of things happening there for women.
I know.
There's a lot of seminars that you
Yes.
can be very busy flying around the country attending. You could be busy in your car on the Lutra.
Yes, yes.
You know, and going from Greencastle, coming to Boating the Bralin, and going all the places, and being women being empowered, I call it, and that's all good and dandy. This show was primarily done for men, right? So when you say that you're gonna open up a counseling thing and all that type of stuff like that, right? You're doing that for the female.
And the man too.
Okay, I wanted to hear you say that. I want to hear you say that.
And men.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean because as we broadcast tonight, we need them to hear that. We really need them to hear that there is help on the way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
let you can say it.
Yes,
Tell them there's
help on the way.
Yeah, I like it. So there's help on the way, man. And listen, we don't have to bring anybody in from Philadelphia, anything like that. We have our own. We have our own to do this and to educate and to educate us. So many relationships. Nurse Deveaux, I have seen, and believe me, the church world isn't oblivious to it. It isn't immune to what we're talking about.
No.
I've heard stories about females calling it they in the spirit. They go in the spirit, they go deep in the spirit just to avoid having contact with their man,
Wow.
with their husband.
That's powerful.
But they're going in the spirit. So I would say to us in the church world, or in the natural sense of the world, be committed and try to get help.
Yes.
Try to do what is necessary to keep the thing together. Because listen to me, we have to understand that and I heard you say it, because God ordained the union. Yes. It is the enemy's now target to tear that apart. You know. So tell us more about. I'm not sure if you went into depth about the schooling, the counseling thing. Is there any more that you want to share on that?
Well, yes, I want to share that. I am about to launch a business, and the counseling part of it, one of my goals are to hold seminars. And Pastor Cash is so in the spirit.
I'm in the spirit, y'all.
I didn't say anything to him, but while he is talking, like my heart is leaping and my belly is leaping, because everything he is talking about, when he talked about going from Greencastle to Governor's Harbor, I said, have you been reading my notes?
Right.
Have you been reading my mind? But my heart, when I approached Pastor Cash with this, my heart and my mind is on the man. Believe you me, I am not in a relationship right now, but my desire is to be in a relationship, in a marital relationship. And the man that God brings to me, I want him to know about menopause. I am in menopause. So
you're presently.
I'm presently in menopause. And so
You're very
and
honest,
guess what?
I like that.
It's a beautiful thing. It's another phase in life. It's a transition from being young, you finish your childbearing age, but it's freedom. It comes with a wealth of knowledge, experience, and just joy and happiness. I believe that it's a wonderful thing. And the man who is joined together with a woman who is in menopause, it could be a beautiful marriage. It could be a beautiful relationship through communication, through understanding, through research and information and knowledge. And with God, all things are possible.
All things are possible. I do agree with you, Nurse Deveaux. So if we're getting back to the part about you enter a relationship with a woman that cannot have children, but all your life you wanted to have, you say, when I get married, and I find this woman, I can fall in love, and we can have 4 babies. You find the woman. You find the woman. You fall in, step 2, you fall in love, but you can't produce. Do you, okay, do you, your advice, do you fall out of love with that woman? I don't know if it could be reverse. Tell him I want it back. Give me my heart back. Or can we say, let's go through with this. Let's go to your classes. Let's sign up for the course. Let's do the program. And let's adopt. What do you say about that?
Boy, you in the spirit.
I always
The
have.
conversation needs to be had, like the young people say, during courtship, during dating. You need to conversate. And that's why the Lord ordained us to court, yes, date, and then marry. But while we're dating, we don't have to be busy having sex and going here and there. While you're dating, I believe that do you have any children? Have you ever been pregnant? It comes, like you said, it comes with knowledge. When a woman is in their late 30s, early 40s, late 40s, and the man can be oblivious and say, I want children with a woman who in their late 40s. Like I said, it can happen. It can. The probability is not high. It's very slim.
Wow.
Because it takes place that you need to be like, you need to have the conversation.
You need to have the conversation.
And like you said, I believe a good thing to do, and the God thing to do is not to take your heart back, but let's go through this. Let's adopt. We can still have children. We can still have children. There are plenty of children who needs love.
I understand that also well. I mean, I look around in my community and I am not knocking on nobody's door. Believe me, I am not knocking on anyone's door. But you probably know of some as well that are not old people, but don't have any kids. And I wonder if it's because of that the menopause will happen, or because of a choice. Okay, we just could, you tie yourself, you could strap your thing in, and I can make sure you all can sew up. You know what I mean? So I'm seeing that, but I believe, and I want to speak to the childbearing thing. I have two biological children. I have a son in Spanish Wells, Lorenzo Cash. He named after me, Lorenzo Garfield Cash. Okay. And I have my older daughter is Felicia, Kelly. And I love children because of my past life and what I've been through, and it caused us to break apart. And that's a show of for different story, right? But I love children. I just recently, my wife and I just got married a year. We share a year, but we've been together 4 years before then, and she have 2 kids, and they like mine, right? A little rough on them, and I know they're watching. I know they're watching right now. But a little rough on them. But I like to be around, and I like to see children happy. I like to see children happy. So I guess what I'm trying to say in essence is, if you find yourself in a predicament like that, there's other options.
Yes, there's.
And they gotta hear it.
Yes.
That there is other options. It's not the end of the road.
It's not.
And you heard from the register. It's not.
No.
So is there any other thing that can be done medically? Medically. Like, cut something, snip something, inject something. Or can it be done?
You mean for a woman?
Yeah, can happen. It can happen.
Yeah, it can happen. There's something called in vitro fertilization where you put the sperm inside. I'm not sure we do it in the Bahamas, but definitely in the United States it's done all the time, where you put a sperm into the woman and it joins with the egg and she becomes pregnant. Now she got to be in childbearing age.
This is the time. Okay, we have a question that is in. What advice do you give to a female? I don't know if you answered this already. You might have, but for the sake of the question coming in direct, what advice do you give a female who is married if the symptoms she is experiencing are causing her to be moody? Moody. Is that a big factor in menopausal thing?
Is.
Moody.
Yes.
How what fraction? I'm seeing a pie in front of my face right now. And what fraction of that pie you say is covered by the mood swings, other than the hot flashes and the the making the ice and having the ice truck come down from Hatchet Bay and all that type of stuff. Which portion of that?
I would say a big 100%, but maybe 90% moody. All of the symptoms cause the mood.
Oh, I got it.
Uh,
I thought it was like a separate thing.
all of the symptoms together collectively will cause you have a mood.
Because you're hot.
Yes, because you're hot, you're moody. Because you're sweating, you're moody.
So stay cool, ladies. Stay cool.
Because you're missing your period, you're moody. Because you're palpitating in your heart, you're moody.
Your heart palpitate?
Yes, that's one
I
of the
missed that.
symptoms.
I missed that. I missed that.
Palpitations.
Palpitation of the heart.
Yes, it beats fast, and then it beats fast, and then it's like you're having a heart attack. Most women experience it and explain it like, I feel like I'm having a heart attack.
That is almost
Yes,
dangerous.
Yes,
That is almost dangerous.
but that's one of the symptoms of menopause.
Oh my gracious! I'm so happy.
And it causes moodiness. And one of the other things that we don't like to talk about, another symptom is vaginal dryness. Now, I said it. Yes, I did.
Listen, be in the big show. You good. Be in the big show.
I good?
Yeah, you good. You good.
So our private areas in women become dry because of the reduction in hormones, okay? Like I said earlier. So it's rather difficult to have sex, and that causes a woman to become moody also, okay?
So, let me hold on. Did you just say the dryness in that area? The dryness causes the woman to be, or the lack of can't have it?
It's painful. It's painful.
Oh, the painfulness of it.
It's painful, and then you sometimes you have low sex drive. That's one of the symptoms too. You have no
Interest?
no interest at all.
Boy, man, yo, listen to me.
That's where the men come in.
Listen to
You
me.
got to
Listen
be
to me.
patient.
Listen to me. What I believe I'm gonna do for next show, I don't know, because we gotta have. I don't know. Somebody who could. Say again?
Probably a married couple or something.
Yeah,
who could
because
talk about it.
who now you have to have been passed through it.
Definitely.
You can't say or be on the verge of going through it.
No.
I need you to have been passed through it and spend a few years
Right.
in the menopausal thing to say, I want to share with y'all, and this is how we get through
And we
it.
made it, yes.
This is how we get through it. You know, we ain't one ain't living north and one living south.
Right.
And say we still in love. But
Right.
it's a serious thing,
It
Nurse Deveaux.
is. It is.
I never knew it was serious.
It is.
So,
Very serious.
is there anything for like, not for, but is there any, I think we spoke about this earlier, do men go through any of these funny little symptoms? So I can share some with you, it may make you laugh, but go ahead.
I have been researching a lot, and I have read where men go through menopausal symptoms. We don't call it menopause in men because it's a woman's thing, but they do have their crisis. They do have their midlife crisis. And they do have their hot flashes sometimes. They do have their issues with their private parts also as they age. They do have problems with bladder issues, especially older men in their 40s. We encourage them to get their annual checkups because your prostate, believe it or not, as you get older, it gets larger and it causes problems.
So
you get moody too.
Oh wow. Oh, why moody? How old are you? I'm 49. I'm 49 years
Wow.
old. I'll be 50. But my wife can answer that question if I'm moody or whatever like that. That's a little humor there. I'll be 50 in October.
Wow.
And honestly, Nurse Deveaux, the amount of experiences I've been through, relationship-wise, it causes me to be able to relate to a lot of stuff, you know.
Wow.
But I can't say these things, you know, because I don't want to knock on nobody's
Right,
door.
right,
But
right.
I've experienced a lot of these things you're talking about. Most of these questions I'm asking you ain't come from the phone or come from my notes. It came from my heart.
Wow.
Because I want to know, and I
Yes.
believe that the wider community of the male man, they also want to know.
Wow.
So what I'm doing for you, man, I'm asking the questions for you. I'm asking the questions for you.
And that's a beautiful thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm asking the questions for you. So as we continue, there's another question that comes in for the moodiness. Is there a medical treatment? Do you just take an aspirin or a Tylenol for that? Or you get cool, because you say you're hot, and the moodiness go away? Or is there something to target the result?
All right, so I'm glad you asked. With menopause, because it's a natural transition, the course that I'm doing now, it focuses on lifestyle modifications.
Lifestyle modification.
Yes, you modify your lifestyles. So in menopause, you treat the symptoms. There are menopausal supplements, menopausal vitamins that you could take, and sometimes they get rid of some of the symptoms, hot flashes, cold sweats, and moodiness. Vitamins you could take on a daily basis. However, we are big on lifestyle modifications. It's certain areas that we target, especially in menopause, like 5 or 6 certain areas that we target that you have to intentionally try to do something so they could decrease your menopausal symptoms. For example, sleep. Sleep is a problem. Insomnia is one of the symptoms of menopause. You can't get to sleep because of the hot flashes, because of the night sweats. And one of the things you could do is take a cold shower in the evening. You could go to bed, have a routine nighttime sleep
Set, like
schedule.
like set.
Yes. Yeah, like 9:30. You need at least 8 hours of sleep in order to be, refreshed in the morning. Now, with the night sweats, a cool shower, air-conditioned room, low lights, like you have to make the room conducive to sleep. You have to be intentional about doing it.
I know you can use that word, yeah.
You have to be intentional about doing it, but
yeah.
it's doable because I'm doing it now. I am doing it like throughout the years. I've mastered a lot of stuff, and I don't experience a lot of symptoms.
So you're not moody?
No, I'm not moody. Well, besides the moodiness, I believe that we are in control. The Word of God says He gave us power, love, and a sound mind.
Right.
And self-control is one of the fruits of the Spirit.
It is.
Self-control. So we can
Self-control.
control ourselves. Even in the moodiness. We don't have to use menopause to make an excuse and say, child, don't fool with me because I in menopause. No. Control yourself.
Wow.
We can control our moodiness. And guess what? The moodiness will come. And it's okay for the moodiness to come. But control yourself.
Control yourself.
Control yourself.
Control yourself.
And, take a deep breath, sit down for about 10 minutes, take a cup of water. I've mastered this. Drink a cup of water.
She knows what she's saying.
Yes, I know what I say. Even at work, my co-workers, hey, they know that if I'm having a hot flash or if I'm having an attack, I call it.
Oh, wow.
My nursing officer, she knows, she gives me some time.
She's considerate.
Right.
Yeah, she's very
I
considerate.
need 15 minutes break. I need a break. I'm feeling something. So I sit down, take a cup of water, take my gown off or whatever, stop what I'm doing, and I regroup. And in 15 minutes, it passes. Sometimes 10 minutes. You just need to take deep breaths, drink a cup of water, and just relax. Okay? It's okay. And I told myself, it's okay. It's okay to have these symptoms because it's menopause. They will come. It's okay. However, control yourself.
Right. Now, control yourself. I like that. So, I really like that. Do you think, because I have another question that came in. Now, I don't know if the person is saying from a marital standpoint. I'm guessing saying from a marital standpoint. Should a man be denied? What happens? How do the man deal with that mentally? Because guess what? I've learned from my own research, from Garfield's own research, that sex is a part of a man's makeup. You know what I mean? He gets moody when he don't get it. He don't have to have the hot flashes. Can I say this?
Yes.
Just don't give him none. You understand what I'm saying? So when he is in a state of lack, then he's rich in that moodiness and anger, and the door starts to slam a little louder, and he's a little more grouchy than the children. Should a woman, marriage now, we're talking use the menopause and say, withhold sex?
Never.
how do we get over this? I believe, personally, I believe that after a certain amount of time, the man can need counseling.
I know.
He can need, listen to me, he can need to take something. It could be prescribed or over the counter. Something he can need to take. So how do you say they deal with this now? Because the man needs it. He don't want sex.
He
needs it.
Yeah, he needs it.
Because I understand your moodiness. But if I don't get what I need, it could be two moodiness in one house. So how do we deal with that? You talk to the people.
So I don't think, and I don't believe that a woman, a wife, should deny her husband sex. Do not. Word of God, you want to be you're in covenant, God, and you're in covenant. Do not render benevolence unto your husband.
Absolutely.
Render benevolence unto your husband. Now, men need sex, like Pastor Cash said. Women need affection.
Yes.
I can let that sit right there. Women need affection.
It's the need. Right.
Men need sex. Affection, sex. Affection, sex. Affection, sex. All right. So when the man gives the affection, he can automatically get the sex.
Okay.
Now, sometimes you might have to work a little hard. You might have, honey, I need my things. I need my.
I like how you put that.
I need my things.
Yeah, you need your
but
little thing.
when
your little pill.
you have to know how to. You know your wife. You've been married 15, 20 years. You know how to woo your wife. You know how to.
With buttons to press.
Yes, you
with
know
levers
what.
to pull.
Yes, and guess what? You can get it. You are gonna get it. You can't. Do not be harsh with her. You have to be patient. You have to be kind. Love is patient. Love is kind. All right? Love, you're in it to win it. You're in it for the long haul. You're in, and love is patient. You be patient with her, and you make the room conducive to sex. You throw the roses on the bed. You make her some coffee. You make her breakfast. You call her throughout the day. Honey, you woo her. Guess what? We ain't dead. But the menopausal woman is not dead. Yes, the interest in sex, it goes and it comes. But we're not dead. If you press that right button, you can get it.
Okay, so I like that. Something you said that stand out of me. Two things, I guess. If you press the right button. Okay, if the button is not pressed, then nothing happening.
No.
Okay.
Or if you press the wrong button, ain't nothing happening.
It's two buttons.
It's two buttons.
It's two buttons, everybody. Wow, that is powerful stuff. So I'm guessing, in essence, as we begin to wind down, I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell them directly, in your closing statements, especially expressing them about this thing you're going to do. That's going to be big. I guess what Nurse Deveaux is saying, in essence, in a nutshell, is that the key to everything, including dealing relationship, is to have knowledge. I in my first episode, and the person that watched the show before, the first show, I always said that I do the show because of my experience, and not only my my successes, but my failures that cause a lot of stuff. And people say, you can learn from it. Yes, you can learn. That's why I learn most of my lessons from.
Yes.
I learn from falling out.
Yes.
I learn from falling out and getting back up. But in a society that says that you will always have to succeed, I believe that failure is a part of success.
Definitely.
It has to be a journey.
Yes.
It has to be a journey. See, certain times I believe that, Nurse Deveaux, when I have a conversation with you for 2 minutes, and you're gonna look in that camera and you're gonna say what you need to say. Sometimes we teach people only how to succeed. But you need to. I think we need to teach men in relationships how to successfully fail.
Yes.
I know those words don't sound right in the same. I said
Yes.
it. To successfully
Yes.
fail.
Yes.
Meaning that, okay, I'm falling here. This is a period of my life where I fell down. I'm gonna nurse my wounds. I'm gonna go to the clinic, go regroup, reset, rest, drink a glass of water, cool off, turn the AC on.
Yes.
And I'm gonna continue this journey.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna stay there. So I say this to all the men. All the men out there, man, keep going. Keep going. Understand your value, and understand that you are so valuable, and you bring a lot to the table. Bring a lot to the table. Nurse Deveaux, I'm so happy to have you on tonight. Your closing statements. Can you say? Look at this camera.
All right. So my closing statements: menopause is not a disease. It is not something to shy away from. It's something to embrace. You embrace it, okay? You embrace. It's not It's not you, and it's something to talk about. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. My wife is going through menopause. I'm going through menopause. It's nothing to be. It's a life event. It's a life happens. And our pastor coined a phrase the other day: "Life is be lifing."
Life is be life.
Life.
My pastor said it
happens.
before too.
Yes.
Said it a few times.
Life happens, and so we have to embrace the season that we are in, and there is help out there. I am so excited about this phase of my life. I'm excited about this transition. It's a transition from glory to glory.
Glory to
and
glory.
like Pastor Cash say, at this age, I've failed so many times.
boy.
I've failed. But I've successfully failed, and I've learned from my past mistakes. I'm learning, and at this age, we shouldn't be making the same mistakes we made when we were younger.
Right.
We should come with knowledge, experience,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
wisdom at this age. And so
Absolutely.
I am excited to be launching my business.
There you
The
go.
business name is Thriving During Menopause, TDM, Coaching and Screening Services. And so you stay tuned, and I'll send some flyers out. I'll be on Facebook. But my goal is to enhance and to encourage and to uplift every woman and man who's affected by menopause. It is not a disease.
Not
It
a
is
disease.
time to live. We need to live until we die.
Amen.
Okay?
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nurse Deveaux. So good to have you on.
Yes.
Well, you heard it first. You heard it first from Nurse Deveaux. Registered nurse, our local, she said she's located in Lowburg,
Yes,
in the big
Lowburg
clinic.
Clinic.
So check her out. And if you need any more advice, would you mind giving your number or you
I
keep the
don't
clinic?
mind. I don't mind. My
You give
number is 470-3940. Okay? 470-3940. Or you could call the clinic anytime, 9 to 5. I'll be there. You could ask for me, Nurse Deveaux.
There you have it. There you have it. So help is here, and more help is on the way. So as we conclude this episode, this April's episode, I'm so happy again, Nurse Deveaux. I can't explain to you how happy I am. We're so thankful for everything. We're so thankful for our producer and how professional everything looks and how I feel about the show. Join us next time in our May episode where I had a great conversation about with a gentleman that is in a lodge, and I grew up in an environment that said lodges were cults.
Yes.
Yeah, So he's gonna be on our next show, and if he's watching tonight, we'll talk about it on Monday. So join us again next time, and on A Man's Value. Remember, man, you are valuable. God bless you, and we see you on our next episode. God bless you.